Hey y'all, let me know if y'all can hear me. Hey, hey. That was funny. Hey, hey. So hold on, my phone. I'm on my computer, but my phone just told me I needed to restart it. So hold on a second. I am gonna turn my camera on in a minute too. I was just trying to get situated first. Um, so I was planning to go live last night, but it was pretty late and I was running around trying to get the kids ready for school today and whatever, so I decided to just wait until today. I figured, hello, Kason. There's one of my chitlins in school. So that's Kason, my 15-year-old. Ooh, I guess that means I can't. I have to be careful what I'm talking about because I was gonna say something that he didn't need to hear about himself. Well, I don't know. Anyway, his present, he had a present come and he knew it was supposed to be coming today, but I wasn't gonna tell him until he got home. But yeah, now he's gonna hear me talking about it. Um, yeah, hi Nick, hi Pixie, hi everyone that's here. I'm still a little all over the place and don't really know if I'm coming or going. I've been really bad at replying to people more than usual the last few days because I will make a mental note to reply or respond and then realize 2 days later I never did. And I'll be thinking, why haven't they ever replied? Because I didn't. That's why. So hold on. Okay. So I'm still wearing my pajamas because I have zero intention of going anywhere today. And I was supposed to work tomorrow, and I really needed to. I really needed the money. But they ended up having to reschedule because the doctor appointment was canceled. It's it's really not. I think it's the little filter thing. I don't really have acne as bad anymore as when I was using our favorite Pretty Pretty times two skincare, or I guess I was eating it or smoking it. I forget which I was doing, but yeah. So at that point, I was having a lot of like hormonal acne, which I've been on a bunch of birth control. So now I feel like I just have like dark spots, and which I really think came after the last birth control I was taking. I felt, and I think I read something about it too, that it causes like dark spots, and so I have. Oh, that's what I have now. Is like, yeah. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. Um. I wrote down things that I wanted to make sure that I mentioned because I'm really all over the place right now, and so I feel like I would say 1,000 things other than what I meant to say. So I yeah. So when I went live on Friday, I was pretty distraught. I guess distraught will be a good word to use. And I haven't been much better. I just tried to distract myself, which is easy with all the kids, but at the same time, hard because they they don't understand. Even the older ones don't. I don't think they really understand um, what's going on. I feel like, especially at that age, they haven't really experienced a lot of stuff like that. Other than they lost their dad's sister, so their aunt last year in September, and then their uncle in November the year before. Um, yeah, but they've never had to like watch somebody get sick and go through all this. Yeah, it's still up. It was the last one before this. I was basically crying off and on for 2 days. I just couldn't stop myself. It was just so much. And I've still had my moments over the last few days. Like I said, I just keep trying to distract myself and figure out ways to, I don't know. To be honest, I have not really figured out much of anything. Thankfully, the few people sent me money that day on PayPal and Venmo because that was how I was able to give my mom gas to get back and forth to the hospital over the weekend. And then, yeah, and then I ordered groceries, put our electricity's prepaid, so I put some money on the electricity, like all of that. That's what I was saying. I was supposed to work tomorrow, and then now they had to reschedule it probably for next week. So I really needed that money, and mostly for gas, getting back and forth to the hospital, getting the kids to school, all that. So I have all this stuff that I just posted on the Reddit, uh, like Beanie Babies and stuff. I know I mentioned it on here before. I have like all these collectibles and stuff. I just don't know how to know what they're worth or to even go about selling them or to do any of that. Look, I even look at this little Ronald McDonald one. Still has the little tag, like, but like this one's called The End, and I don't know, like they all. It's hard to know any of that, so I'm trying to figure all that out. I even have these little look. These probably aren't like anything special, but I don't really know. They're Benjamin Franklin. And I have like three of these. There was actually a whole box of them, but I think my kids opened them and left them outside and did all kinds of stuff with them. So I have three of these, and then I have these. Like I have this, which the box is falling apart on this Barbie, but I have this Happy Birthday Barbie, and then I have some like a Monster High doll and two Ever After dolls, which I have all boys. I don't know what half of this stuff even is or what it's worth. And that's like this one. I'm sure if I knew what I was doing, that this Princess Diana one, like, but that's the thing is some of them are like different, like editions, and they whatever the tag. Well, I don't know. They have like different like whatever. I just don't know how to tell any of this. So, anyways, I posted it on the Reddit earlier, the Beanie Babies Reddit, and then the dolls on like a Monsters High or whatever. So I was just hoping to at least get like some direction of how to look into it. Like, I have a whole giant tote of Monster High dolls and accessories, like not in the box or whatever, but I don't know anything about any of that. But yeah, and then I really need to post on Facebook and update like my family members, whatever distant family, about everything going on with my dad. And I was gonna post there about shirts. I figured that would really be the easiest way for me to sell any shirts. It's probably on Facebook, not necessarily Marketplace, because I really hate dealing with people on Marketplace. That is such a stressful thing. Um, so yeah. I'm really not good at asking for help or any of that. So I'm literally just trying to figure out ways to figure it out myself. Um, but it's hard because in doing that, I feel like I should be focused more on my dad and spending time with him and that type of situation. But I feel like I have to worry more about all the other stuff. It's hard. Um, my oldest son, okay, so we went and visited, that's what I was about to say. We did go visit him on Saturday after my 7-year-old's football game. We went and visited my dad at the hospital, but it was just me, my boyfriend, and my 7-year-old. Um, because we went straight from the football game and none of the other kids went with us or whatever. My youngest has been going and did not want to go. He wanted to stay with my mom, and my mom had went to the hospital and stayed the night before, so she came home and slept that morning, and he went over there. So we're gonna try to go back again tomorrow, I think, and let all the kids go up there. Because right now, here's the new problem is since in the last week he basically is not able to put any weight down on his legs. So leaving the hospital, it means in a wheelchair, and they live in an RV. So that doesn't work. And what really sucks is around the beginning of the year, I tried to get them to move into an apartment because they have this dog that I wish I did not get them. Their dog died, and I felt bad. Um, so I got another one, and the dog is so stupid. But more than that, he barks all the time. I guess he has like beagle in him, and he's just a dumb dog. But my mom loves the dumb dog. So I was trying to figure out like another alternative to them being in the RV with the dog that's crazy. So I was trying to find out about them moving into some apartments, and my dad didn't want to do that. So now here we are, and I'm gonna have to figure out. I mean, even if he can hear, I don't even know. We have like steps and stuff. I don't know. I just don't know how any of it's gonna work. I just know that means for right now he's in the hospital, which honestly I think is where he needs to be. I think they're able to monitor everything better. Um, but he's just in so much pain. When we went up there and saw him, I could tell my son because they're really really close. So my 7-year-old and my dad are really close. Um, like really close. And that's I think what really really messes me up about all this the most is how bad this is going to affect him. I mean, it's going to affect me too, but and that my 4-year-old really doesn't understand what's going on. Anyways, they did finally change his medicine because when I went up there Saturday, they were still giving him morphine and hydrocodone in pill form, and he can like barely swallow all of it. Like it's I don't know. Anyway, so they I guess changed it yesterday because I asked my mom. She went up there yesterday, and she said they now are giving him I don't know Dilaudid and I don't remember. But they're I think it's like IV and whatever. They're not I don't think they're making him take any of it anymore. Um so Thursday will be my mom and dad's 41st wedding anniversary. And that's crazy. And it's just so crazy because he's like takes everything out on her, obviously going through all this, takes it all out on her, but at the same time, she's having to deal with knowing that soon her husband of 41 years isn't going to be here anymore. I'm not going to stay talking about this very long because I don't want to. I don't want to start crying and not be able to stop. Um, I've said so many times when people ask me if my parents are still together, I've said, yeah, but they probably shouldn't be because all they do is argue. I mean, but I don't know. I feel like when you're together that long, that's probably your love language and mostly all you do. But as my dad's gotten older, he's gotten a lot harder to deal with. Um, Especially now being in the pain that he's in. Um, Yeah, we went to visit him Saturday, and my 7-year-old, I could just tell that he wanted to cry. Just seeing how bad he looks right now. He looks so bad. He looks so bad. Anyways, yeah, so I could tell he was holding it in, and I said, Kane, it's okay to cry. It's okay to be upset. But after my live on Friday, I had a conversation with him about how it's not okay to be mad at the world. Just because you're upset and don't know how to handle it, and that immediately, as soon as I asked him if that was what was like causing him so much problems, he ran and jumped on the couch, buried his face in the pillow, and started crying. So I knew I must have been onto something with it. So I actually want to reach out to his teacher um, today and see if I just want to let her know that he's struggling with this and what's going on. And I probably should have already done that, but I didn't realize until I was talking about it Friday that he's struggling with it as bad as he is. I should have, but right now it's hard to see past right here. I'm just yeah, so and then my dad tells him things like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna be in heaven," and I'm just like, I mean, I kind of am glad he had the conversation with him, but at the same time, like, I don't know, feels like he's giving up, which is what's been hard for me the last day or so, is because it feels like he's giving up, which I understand partly, but I just keep like hoping that we can get through the holidays, which is also his birthday's Christmas. I just really want to have one more Christmas, one more birthday, like if that's all I have, like, and I don't want my kids to be like traumatized by this like time of the year from now on. If that's what happens, like I just really want to get through the holidays and not have to deal with him not being here anymore. I don't want to deal with that at all, but I really, really don't want to have to. I swear, I don't know how I would make Christmas or anything else happen if I have to deal with that. I don't know how I'm gonna function enough to be able to make it that far through all of that. I don't know. Anyway, so they've been doing a lot of tests over the last few days, and they're supposed to be doing a liver biopsy on Friday, which I didn't really understand. I don't know, but they're also, I guess, giving him steroids to try to help the inflammation on his liver, and then something about here. Let me look at what my mom said because I I don't understand a lot of this stuff. Like especially with the cancer stuff, but then a lot of the medical terms in general I don't understand. Okay. Let me see what she said. Okay, she said it's to check if or where the blockage is going to the liver. So I guess maybe if they can put a stent in for the blockage to the liver. I'm not understanding. I don't know. I don't understand. And then the way that she tells me stuff doesn't always make sense either. So she said, so hoping steroids will help with the inflammation in the liver. Won't know much else about that until the biopsy. And then they said some of the cancer on the liver is benign. It's not all cancer, but he also has a fracture in his back. So hoping steroids will help with that inflammation also. And then I guess with the congestion with the COPD, because he's really like, the way my mom always explains it is he's drowning. So, I don't know. It's hard to really know or understand, especially when there's so many different situations and there's so many different doctors involved. because he has a heart doctor, the cancer doctor. I mean, I think he had I don't know. There's so many doctors. Um. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything else about that I like about the doctor situation or the test they've ran and all that. I don't really think other than that, that's all I know so far. Um, I did finally get my son's birthday present right here, which I spent way too much money on credit because I didn't have to pay anything right now, so I'm going to be paying payments on it until probably we file our income tax and then pay it off, whatever I still owe on it. But he was wanting a gaming computer, and I don't know enough about any of that stuff to spend the money to buy it and know that it's going to do what you need it to do. So I gave up trying to do that and ended up getting him a new Xbox, the newer Xbox Series X, whatever. Anyways, so at least he's finally getting his birthday present today. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can just like think of. I wrote some stuff down. Let me see if I've already. Oh yeah. So then my oldest son went to visit him. So we went Saturday evening, and then left when it was time for him. He took like all his medicine to get ready to go to bed. Which he said that's another thing is he's struggling a lot because they come in there every like 2 hours to check on him and do vitals and meds and whatever. So it's hard to get a lot of sleep up there, but he wasn't sleeping much at home either. So because of the pain. Anyway, so we went and visited Saturday evening, and then my oldest son went and visited him on Sunday and took him food. And then, oh, and also Saturday, his sister and my cousin went and saw him, and they live, so it's about an hour and a half maybe from me to the hospital where he's at, and they're about that distance, maybe. I don't know. I'm really not good with that. The other way. So it was a good, probably at least 5 hour drive for them to go see him and then go back home. So I'm glad that they did, though. I'm sure that helped him being up there without any family or anybody, which my mom has been going back and forth, but they have their dog and stuff to deal with at home. So it's just a matter of having gas getting her back and forth. So that's what's on me. I'm negative in the bank already. Like, because when I can't figure out anything, I make a payment on my Capital One credit card and it shows immediately. And then by the time it posts to my bank, I've already used the money and then have to figure out, I don't know what else to do right now. That's literally the only option I have. And that's what I just did last night so that my boyfriend had gas to get to work and my mom had gas to get back to the hospital and I could put some money on our electricity since it's prepaid. And the only reason it's prepaid is because the deposit here was crazy. So it was, yeah. They go up. It's so weird because it's like, I don't know. I'm sure everywhere is different. But like out here, if they have like a co-op in your area, you can't use any other company. You're stuck having to use that company. And so they can just charge you whatever. Well, then they go off of like the past person's usage and history and what, like it doesn't really make sense how they base your deposit off of whoever lived there before you. So, anyways, so now I just have to deal with figuring out about putting money in the bank or gas for tomorrow or just one day at a time. That's really when I was trying to focus on selling shirts. I felt like that was the only thing I could do like now and then work when I can work. But then I'd have no control over them canceling work like they did for tomorrow. I kind of have a feeling that he's probably gonna have to come here. So I don't know how well that's gonna work. Um, I just mean as far as being in the wheelchair, like I don't know. I guess we'd have to figure out about making a ramp. But it's like we have a step right here, like that goes off the porch into the house and then steps out front. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out, I guess. Um, I don't know. I just know he'll be in the hospital for at least the next week. And he wasn't wanting to like keep anything up there with him or anything. So finally today I got my mom to take this picture that I have that's like one of the ones that you can get at Walmart now that's like hard. I don't know how to explain it really, but anyways, I had it hanging on my wall and I like took it off and put it in the bag and then I have a blanket that has like pictures of everyone, like all of us and the kids and my mom and dad, like all of us on a blanket. So I sent that and then I'm trying to think what else I sent. Yeah, I'm just saying I know he's gonna be there for a little while, so I don't see the point in like having your room completely bare and empty. But he's like, people steal stuff, and I'm just like, who's coming in here to steal your stuff? I don't understand. You're not gonna. I mean, yeah, I don't know. So I made my mom take the stuff and leave it there with him, so he knows why he's fighting instead of just wanting to give up. But he called me earlier and said, I guess because my mom. Oh, well, let me get back. So my son went and visited. My oldest son went and visited him and took him some food. Um, and I guess he told him that he doesn't think he's gonna make it to Thanksgiving. And that's when I told my mom, I said, "Well, you better tell him that he needs to stop trying to give up already, and I need him to at least get through his birthday and the holidays. Like I can't. We've just like all the people that have like we've already lost have been around this time of the year. Like their aunt and uncle September and November, and then my friend Kayla was shot in October. My grandma died January 2nd, I believe. So it's just like from September to January, actually February. 'Cause I have several family members on my dad's side of the family that passed away around my birthday, which is in February. So I just really didn't want my kids to like associate. So the older kid's aunt that passed away last year was actually on my 7-year-old's birthday, which was his sixth birthday. But now that's how I think about his birthday, because that's the day that she passed away. So it's just really hard. I just don't want them to like associate the holidays around so much loss, and especially this is going to be the hardest thing any of us have ever gone through. Someone just told me yesterday they were talking about losing their parents and how hard that was, and it was instant. And they said, but I think I would rather it be that way than have to watch and know that it's happening. I mean, I feel like some people wish they would have got to say goodbye, when it's instant. That's how like it was with my grandma. Like I wish I would have, been able to know that, this is it. The last time I talked to her, the last time I saw her, like I wish I would have been able to know that. But at the same time, it's so much harder, like watching someone go through something like this. And I know, obviously, I'm not the first person to go through something like this. I know probably several people in here alone have gone through stuff like this, but I have never experienced anything like this, and it's hard. I really feel like I really, I don't know. It's just hard. So much harder because of like the financial situation that we've been in this last year has just been so rough. And it seems like it's just been one problem after the other, one problem after the other. And I really think that it wouldn't be as hard if I wasn't having to worry about that all the time. Instead of like just worrying about us going to see my dad and visiting and whatever memories we're able to make and be together and all that, I'm having to worry about having gas to get there, having gas to get the kids to school. Um, are we going to be able to buy food for the next few days? Like I'm literally doing everything like a day or two at a time because that's all I know to do right now. And then I think I'm going to work tomorrow and have that money. So hopefully the other 2 days I have scheduled to work this week, work out. Only one of those days am I gonna have to drive my my car, but it's not that far. So that's the thing is I'm worried about driving it very far. Like I'm not, I don't know the way that it's acting and the stuff that it's doing. I feel like I'm just gonna do more damage to it. If I had like continue driving it. So I haven't been driving it, but obviously I don't have a choice. I need to be able to work. So I just said the other day, I guess I'll drive it until it doesn't drive anymore. Um, yeah, I don't know. And then my mom's car is really, I don't know. I really feel like it's on its last little leg. It has having so many like electronic issues. The gas gauge is like not telling it that I don't know. I really don't know. It just seems to be one thing after the other after the other. And then I already struggle really bad with like executive executive function and task initiation and all those things. And so when there's all this stuff going on and I need to figure out all these different things, I shut down and don't get any of it figured out. Or whatever I do get done or accomplished is not anything that was even on the list of stuff I needed to be doing or be worried about. I feel like that's what I'm struggling with the most right now is everything. I'm struggling the most with everything. Literally. I don't know. I do think it will help if I can get around. That's what like I've been saying since Friday that I'm gonna make a post on Facebook to update people, and then also say, hey, I'm gonna be selling shirts to help, whatever. So why haven't I not done that? Because that's literally the easiest, best way it's gonna work. Because for one thing, more people are local in on Facebook, so it's easier for people to buy the stuff because it's easier for them to get the stuff. So, but also with all the doxing and whatever that's gone on here, I feel like nobody's probably really gonna order anything from me just for being associated with people that have done such fucked up shit. Or the fact that this shit has been done to me. So I was watching something. I watch a lot of random shit on YouTube. I don't know how I end up in some of the drama circle, not, I don't know how to explain it. Like just this person broke up with that person and just all these like YouTube, TikTok people, whatever, different things, right? Well, so somebody this this guy and this girl broke up and she just leaked his social security number and bank account, all his information on Facebook yesterday. And so I've been like kind of paying attention to that to see what happens and how that goes with her putting his social security number. 'Cause that's like on Facebook. That was crazy. And it's crazy. What's even crazier is that the bitch does taxes. Like, how would anybody ever fucking trust you with their shit again after that? Like, why would you do that to yourself? Anyways, let me. Oh, hi Chris. Hi Diana. Yeah, same. I was Chris. I was pretty bad Friday, Thursday, and Friday. I could not. I'm saying I was sitting at my son's football game, just wiping my, trying so hard for it not to be visible that I'm over here cannot stop crying. It's like as much as I try to distract myself and ignore all of it, like that only happens for so long and before it all comes rushing back. And yeah. She said I'm waiting on a call from my doctor about my blood work, and I'm scared. Um, I feel like it wasn't until like Thursday, Friday that I realized, I mean, that I can still have hope and still hope that everything gets better and he gets better. But I feel like over the last week, I have realized that he's not gonna get better. And I don't think I don't think my older kids get that at all. My oldest son, I think, finally does after he went and saw him yesterday. Um, but I don't know. I think you always hope for the best, but don't expect the worst, like you should. I don't know. But I just kept saying yesterday, I was like, I'm not ready. Like you're never ready. You're never ready for something like this. I don't know. At the same time, my dad has spent most of his life waiting to die. And so a lot of times it's been hard for us to know when to take him seriously because when he had 100 or maybe it was 99% blocked arteries when I was about 15 years old, he was having chest pains and went to the hospital and he had, I think I said stunts placed the other day, but I totally, when I watched it back, I was like, why did I even say that? Stents placed. Um, and I think that really changed him. And then not too long after that, he lost like mom, dad, but like family members. And so I feel like all of that really, really changed him. And he has just expected to die most of my life. Like he's not going to live that long, or I don't know. Most of the men in his family didn't live very long. I mean, he has outlived age-wise most of all of them. Um, so and then when he had to have, I don't, I want to say triple or quadruple bypass a couple of years ago. Um, he just always expects the worst. He's always very negative and a very big baby. And then so now I see him going through all of this, and I don't know. I feel really bad that not very many family or anybody really like is making much effort. And then I feel like, well, like, could you imagine what it feels like to feel like nobody cares about you, like as you're dying, especially, especially your own daughter that you raised, and especially like in the 80s, like not a lot of men did that, like fought for custody of their daughter, raised them. Like she went to her mom's every other weekend. Like she lived with us. Like it's just crazy. And then now she can't be bothered to really do anything. Um, yeah, she said, sorry, Chris. Try not to think about it until the call comes. You know, worrying won't change it. Yeah, no, it's seriously, I do the same thing, and I Google everything and like have all my own answers by the time I get any actual answer. My mom died 3 months ago. I have had to have 3 blood transfusions and 2 iron infusions a week after she died. My daughter just called me the C word and a crabby grandma. Yeah, I get that. And that's one of the hardest things when you're going through stuff like this and your kids, no matter their age, either don't get it or so selfish and insensitive to everything. With me, it's hard to know, like with my older ones, if they just don't take anything seriously, if they don't know how to process it. Like I don't know, but I feel like their attitudes and behavior is the worst when I really need them to be supportive. I get their kids and kids are going to be kids, but at the same time, they're old enough. They just turned 15 and they're about to be 17. So they're old enough to not be little assholes. I just told him last night that because he's been trying. He's been trying the last week, especially with me, because me and him, he acts so much like his dad. And so I swear me and him like bump heads so bad. Um, this is the same kid that was messing with the other kid that is the whole reason everybody like flipped out on me. Because me and him really do bump heads. But he's been trying really hard over the last week, I can tell. But like yesterday, he just was messing with his brothers and just doing this. It was just too much. And I just, yeah. So I told him last night, I was like, you're going to get this new Xbox and not even get to play it because I'm fixing to take it from you before you even like get to do anything with it. And that's the biggest thing is we just like take all their stuff. The older one rides his four wheeler and whatever, and that's what he keeps getting in trouble and not being able to. Yesterday they were out there acting stupid. Both of them were out there acting stupid on them, and I finally told him, I said, okay, well, I guess y'all aren't going anywhere until you put a helmet on since y'all want to be out there trying to flip them and all kinds of stuff. Boys, him and Diana. I was gonna message you before I got on here, and then I want to start working on all your shirts and stuff. And I've been trying to get there the last 2 days, but I keep doing everything I don't need to be doing and nothing that I do need to be doing. Um, like I said, I've just been sick for so long. I was too busy taking care of my dying mom, and didn't even take care of myself. You know what? And I feel like that's a lot of my problem is I don't take care of myself. I'm so busy always trying to worry about everybody else and what everybody else needs, and I feel like that is taking care of myself. I don't know, but I feel like my mom is like really, really doing the same thing right now with my dad and not necessarily taking care of herself. And he's not the easiest person to deal with. Daughter mother relationships can be so hard. Junior daughter's relationship is in my prayers. Life is short. I hope she treats you better. Um, and I totally get and understand that because me and my mom, we can't ever say the right thing. We can't ever do the right thing. Like it goes both ways. But I have to I have to be more conscious. Conscious? Or I don't know. Like right now my words don't word and my brain doesn't brain. So I have to pay more attention to the things I say and the way that I act. I'm not gonna call my mom a cunt. But I'm just saying I need to tell her more that we love her and that we need her, and I feel like she really needs all of that a lot right now. Like I just said earlier, I don't know who was here and who wasn't, but my mom and dad they will be celebrating their 41st wedding anniversary on Thursday. So I can only imagine. And to be honest, they've been married for 41 years, but they grew up down the street from each other and dated when they were kids. They've known each other their whole life. And so even like I know obviously this is hard for me, but I don't know how she's even holding it together right now, to be honest. I really don't. And the only thing that really gets her is when I get upset, and then she gets upset too. Like, so I keep trying not to. But Friday, when I was like really bad upset, I think it was like right before I went live, I had sent her a like a voice note. And then when she sent me one back, I could tell she was really struggling. But it was because I was really struggling. So it's like I feel like if one or either of us can't hold it together, keep it together, neither can the other. And me and my mom have not always had a good relationship, like at all. I feel like I've kind of went back and forth being closer to my dad and closer to my mom because I can't have like that relationship with both of them at the same time because it causes problems, which is really crazy. But I feel like it's not like a jealousy thing or whatever. It's just like the information and things that are said gets misconstrued and just like it's just too much misunderstandings. And so I've learned I can't message both of them about the same thing. I just have to do one or the other. Like I can't. I don't know. But me and my mom and me and my dad have definitely been through some sometimes not speaking even. Mostly more me and my mom. I feel like that has a lot to do with neither of us being able to say or do the right thing for each other. And mine is a 25-year-old mom's boy. She has been this way since active addiction, and even now that she has been clean for 4 years. Yeah. And my mom has really struggled with losing her mom. And that was in 2015, January 2015, I believe. So it's been almost 10 years. I'm pretty sure. Sometimes it's really hard to remember the dates. The year, I feel like I remember the date. Sometimes the years confuse me. Um, I think it was 2015. So yeah, it's been almost 10 years and she struggles with it and talks about it a lot. There was the way that it all happened. My mom has a lot of unanswered questions that she'll probably never have answers to and just I don't know. Anyway, so she has a really hard time with that, and then now to be dealing with all this, like, I don't even if it weren't for, like, me and the kids, I don't know that she would even care to try to live any kind of life. I think we all are crazy in our own way. I think some of us just accept it better, and some of us use it in not great ways. Um, I feel like I've known my whole life that I was crazy. I just didn't really know why or understand why. Yeah. I feel like once you like accept it and learn how to manage, cope, like and use it in the right ways and not the wrong ways, I feel like it makes a huge difference. But I feel like it's harder for people um that have mental health problems that ignore it or act like it doesn't exist or even have people around you that want to ignore it or act like it doesn't exist. That's a really, really hard thing too. I've dealt with a lot of people like that. Definitely. But I just wonder, like I've been thinking a lot lately of like all this just different things I've grown up thinking were just normal behavior or normal like traits or just like whatever. Like I don't know. Other people don't think that way or act that way or feel that way. It's just yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know. Doesn't everyone have anxiety? I feel like everyone has anxiety. I don't think that's just like a some people thing. Maybe some people just are better able to like handle it or manage it because I feel like life sucks in general. How can people not have anxiety about everything or anything? I don't know. Anyways, um, I don't know. No, I feel like most people think when you say BPD, I feel like most people think that means bipolar disorder. Which I know it's not, it's borderline personality disorder. And I've looked into both a lot, because my doctor diagnosed me as bipolar after I've had several doctors already visit that and quickly keep on moving because it really doesn't fit. I really don't have like the manic, it's like the manic episodes. I feel like I'm just more always depressed. I don't know. I've never felt like I fit that box, and the only reason she finally did diagnose me as with that was after, like, my public mental breakdown and that whole situation, and after that, it took a little while even after that before I started, like, tracking my cycles and realizing that it was related because it was happening every month. Some months not as bad as others, but it also really would depend on all the things going on in my life to make it worse. And so it's like when I would be in that frame of mind and then have all the like stressors from life too, sometimes it was really just more than I could handle. And at that point, I didn't understand why or what was happening. Yeah, and she said, same Amber. I ate the same thing every day for months and never again. Then found out I'm autistic not too long ago, and yet I have extreme anxiety and panic attacks. My bio father shot me and my mom and committed suicide right in front of me at 8. I think I remember hearing you bring that up before. Um, I mean, that's obviously something very traumatic, especially at that age. Can't even imagine my 7-year-old going through that. My ex, who fathered 2 of my kids, same thing happened to him. His stepdad shot him and then offed himself in front of him. Um, I can't imagine seeing that in the first place, seeing that happen, much less it being someone that you care about that's supposed to be important and protect you and all of that. Like, I mean, obviously, it's like in a way you're set up for failure at that point because how do you get past that? I mean, you're a kid. Yeah. My older 3 kids have been through a lot, but nothing like that. I mean, they've been in some situations because of their dad, but thank God nothing like that. Me too, and to be honest, I was really stressed out. I don't know why. When I schedule a live, I have the like most anxiety. Once I schedule it until I go live. Once I'm live, it's not really. I don't think I really have that hard of a time. But the thought of doing it is like I have the worst anxiety and I don't know why. And it's like I try to talk myself out of it over and I don't know. It's crazy. I was thinking about that earlier because I ended up moving it back 15 minutes because I was trying to do clothes in the washer and dryer and stuff. And I was standing there and I was thinking, I was like, why does it feel like I put so much pressure on myself about it? And I don't get it. Like I'm literally just talking about nothing or whatever. Or, um, see, here's something I'm going to say. This is probably really going to make me cry. Okay. So I want to tell y'all a story. Not really a story, but so she said, "Lucky I have an amazing husband." Well, so I was married to my ex-husband, and it was really a piece of paper. It was not. He was in state jail when we got married. I got married by proxy. So his sister, the one that passed away last year, stood in for him. So at that point, I had just had our second kid together, and um so I remember it having to do with me wanting to prove something and be able to get contact visits and not just be behind the glass. But I remember, I swear, I think he had me on his visitation list as his sister. So we were already getting contact visits. So I really didn't even have to do it for that reason. But I think in my mind, it was just me proving something to him, just like me getting his name tattooed right here. I feel like I did this when he was in jail too. So I feel like that was always me proving myself or something. So at that point, we already had two kids. We got married by proxy. His sister stood in for him. Um, and then at some point, I remember so after he got out of jail that time, I had our marriage license in like a picture frame on the wall. And I remember throwing it on the floor and breaking like the glass and then picking it up and lighting it on fire. And I still have it. Hold on. Because I feel like I still have it. I think it's like right here. I'm gonna show y'all it. Because dang, where is that? Because to me that was literally like what I should have done the day I got it. Because we never should have been married in the first place. But you live and you learn, I guess. Anyway, so since getting divorced, I got divorced about 6 months before he got out of federal prison. And that was in 2016 or 17, maybe 15, 16, 17. Anyways, back then, I knew he was going to be getting out soon, and I did not want him to be able to like take the kids. So basically, it was more of a custody situation for me than the divorce because it was just a piece of paper. But I didn't want him to get out and be able to like take the kids and not bring them back or something because we already had a situation like that with my oldest son when he was about 2. Um, so I got divorced, and at that point was already with my boyfriend that we have been together. New Year's Day will be 11 years, and I have wanted to get married for that whole time, basically. And he always says he didn't want to get married. Well, so before him and I were together, he didn't even want kids. Like now he has 2 plus 3. And um but then he always said he feels like when people get married, it changes everything and whatever. So he's always had his own reasonings for not wanting to do that. Well, after going through all the stuff that I went through with my ex-husband and the paperwork part of it and changing my last name again and just all the stuff, I've just kind of been okay with not getting married ever again, right? Well, I pressured it for years because I wanted I wanted my dad to be able to walk me down the aisle because I never got that. I never got like a wedding. I never got any of that. Like, and everybody, whether or not you say you want that, like, I feel like everybody, like, you think about that, like, from the time you're a kid, like, being able to, do all the weddings, getting married, having a dress, like, all that stuff. Every time I think about this, and I haven't said this to him, I said this to my mom. I said this to my mom like yesterday or the day before. Maybe it was yesterday. I said, my sister got that. My sister got was my dad. My dad walked my sister down the aisle, so she at least got that. And then, like, look, she doesn't even like. Anyways, knowing that that'll never happen, I'll probably never get married. I'll probably never want to get married. Like, I feel like that was taken from me, and I feel like I will always resent him and hold that against him because he took that from me. He didn't give me that when that was really like something that was really important to me. And I knew my dad has had health problems for such a long time, like different than this, obviously, but I know he's not going to be around forever. And so I I wanted to have that experience, and now I know I never will any of it because I know I just if my dad if my dad can't walk me down the aisle and be there, I don't think I like ever want to have the experience without him. So, especially when a big part of me wanting to have that experience was because I knew that that was like obviously something I needed to do while I had the time to do it. So, so we've been together 27 years. Good luck with the phone call, Chris. I don't know if I missed you yet when you said that. Because you said 10 minutes. Oh, okay, not yet. Anyways, good luck with the phone call and hopefully you get good answers or answers at all. I feel like it's harder when they tell you, "Oh, everything looks good. We don't see anything wrong." Because I feel like every time I've had to have any kind of labs or whatever, which I usually have end up having to like force, they always just say, "Oh, everything looks good," and then I like look into it more myself, and I'm like, "Yeah, but that doesn't." But I don't know. Anyways, I was telling my mom I feel like I'm gonna hold that against him, and I hope it doesn't like affect the way I feel about him. I don't know. Even now, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't think he's taking things as seriously as he probably should be, and probably because I haven't been. I mean, not that I haven't been taking it as seriously. I just don't think I had accepted as how bad it is. And so I feel like obviously then he's not gonna get it either if I'm not acting like it's that bad, then why would he? But I don't know. He went with us to see him. He saw him too, so he should know now. Oh, well, hopefully whatever it is they say, they have a plan and a treatment. See, that's what's crazy to me with my dad with this cancer situation is they did chemo for 4 months and they did three treatments a month, 3 days in a row. So like I said the other day, so basically we'll just say the 14th, 15th, 16th of each month. And I feel like he was doing better during the chemo than before the chemo. Because when they first found it all and whatever, it's because he went to the ER because he was having so much pain. He thought because he has COPD and he still smokes cigarettes. So he thought from coughing, maybe he like broke a rib or something. And so he went to the ER and they were like, well, no, you need to see a doctor. And it's just crazy to me. Like, unless it came up so fast out of nowhere, like he's been seeing doctors regularly and having like dye, what is it called? Is that the MRI when they do the dye so it like lights it up? I mean, that's for like his heart and stuff, but how did they not like all the labs and all the stuff they do, like in like all the appointments he has had, like how do they not catch this? How did it take a ER trip because of being in pain for them to figure this out? Like, if they figured it out sooner, would we have had a better chance of fighting it? Like, because that's the problem, is it's just so bad. I don't know. Anyway, so during the chemo, he seemed better than before the chemo. And so then after the 4 months, his numbers they were really happy with the whatever the levels, the numbers. I don't know all this. I don't understand all this. So anyways, the doctors were really happy with that and even said something about being able to ring the bell. So how the fuck do you go from that to this? And maybe that's why it was so hard for me to accept that it was this bad, because they made it sound like it was going in a good direction. And then after the chemo, and that's what's so crazy to me, is I feel like if he was doing so well during the chemo, like, why not try more chemo? No, I guess they're gonna try radiation maybe. I don't know. And I haven't seen or heard very many good things about that, especially when you're already not in the best health. And don't they usually do the radiation before they do the chemo? I'm just so confused. I'm really confused about all of it and I don't understand. Anyway, so after the 4 months, they started a shot he was supposed to get once a month. And then after that first shot, so basically after the chemo ended and then that he got that first shot, he just started like doing so much worse so quick. And I just don't understand, if everything was going so well with the chemo. I don't know. I really don't understand how we go from them being happy with the way that his numbers were looking. Like, after the first 2, they were really happy with it, and then he still had 2 more. And so it was like they were really happy with the way that after all 4. So I'm just so confused how we went from that to this. Honestly, I feel like they did the chemo for 4 months and pissed it off really bad, and then, like, haven't really done much else since then. But it is hard. They knew I was dying in 2022 and never told me. Keeping your dad and you and family in my thoughts. Amanda, maybe you should get some help offline for that and stop dropping it on people online. Sorry. Diana, I told Terry yesterday and only talked about when addressed, and I was agreeing with Amber about it's hard when you get tested and the doctors tell you you're all right. Um, it's just hard. I feel like whether you're going through it or your family member's going through it or you've already been through it, it's just such a hard struggle to be in, no matter what point you're at with it. I don't know. I just feel so lost from day to day. I just really feel lost. And I don't know what I should be doing. There's so much stuff I need to be doing. I don't know. I don't know. And then I've just been through so much with all this shit on here. All the I don't it's just crazy because all the people that have like came after me and whatever on here have literally like most of them have never had an actual like experience with me to have a problem with me. Most of everybody have a problem with me based on somebody else having a problem with me. And I feel like that's on here and in real life, and I just wish I didn't have to deal with a lot of the stuff that I had to deal with over the last 6 months while I've also been having to deal with all of this. But at the same time, if I didn't go through all of that, I wouldn't have met some of the really good people on here that I have met, and I am really, really thankful for because I don't have that in real life. I don't have a village. I don't have support, encouragement. I don't have any of that. Maybe that's why it's been so hard for me to post the post I've been needing on Facebook is because I know all the people are gonna come out with all their fake support and fake care and concern. I don't know. I don't know what y'all are arguing about because I don't know what's going on. And I probably don't want to because I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could articulate what's going on, anyways, right now. To be honest. So we used to eat breakfast for dinner on Sundays, and we started doing that again the last 2 weeks. And I cleaned my kitchen table off back here behind me. This thing, it's usually always, well, it was full of homecoming stuff for a couple months. But I feel like this is just always where everything gets set. And so it's always has stuff on top of it. And so I've been keeping it cleaned off because we've been eating breakfast for dinner together as a family on Sundays. Well, me and him and the kids, the six of us, anyways. We used to do it with my oldest son when he was still at home. It's been a while since we've done it. Uh, so, yeah. I bet my food from last night is still in the microwave because I forgot all about it. I only ate about half of my food and I just really didn't feel like eating. And I bet it's still in the microwave. Because he came in, I was in the laundry room putting clothes in the washer, dryer, whatever, trying to get the kids ready for school today. And he came in there and said, "Are you gonna eat your food?" I said, "Yeah, I ate some of it. I just don't really feel like eating it right now." And he said, "Okay, well, I'm gonna put it in the microwave." And I literally just now remembered that it was in the microwave. Hi, M Marie. I don't know what to. Is that what I call you in here? M Marie. M. How about just M? I feel like my face looks like I have a big pimple right there. I don't. Um, I don't know. I haven't been able to pay my doctor, and she tried to take the money out. That's why it's part of why it's negative right now in the bank. She tried to take the money out yesterday for last month and this month. So that's not going to get paid. That's going to be declined. I don't know. I probably need to figure out about getting caught up on that and make an appointment because I probably need to adjust my medication, especially the ADHD medicine. We haven't like changed or modified or done anything with it in years, and I don't think it's really very effective at this point. I don't think it's strong enough or taken often enough or whatever. I can definitely tell a difference of not taking it, but I don't think that it works like it should. I don't think I should struggle as bad as I still do just to be able to pick something off of a list of stuff to do because my brain is like so fucking overwhelmed and racing all the time. Oh, she said the doctor is putting me in the hospital. Severe anemia and hemoglobin of 4. You know what? I have been borderline anemic like my whole life, and I never realized that there could be a cause of that or that I should probably do something to fix that. But I definitely, and then I was taking the birth control that I was taking that had folate in it, methylated folate, whatever. And so I thought, oh, maybe this will help, but I stopped taking that birth control, so I probably need to look into figuring that out. But I don't know what hemoglobin of 4. Is that like your like that's like has to do with like blood count or something, right? Hopefully they can get it under control and figure out what's going on and um hopefully caught whatever's going on soon enough. And honestly, when you're in if you're in as bad of shape as obviously they think you are, then that's probably the best place for you to be. That's what I was thinking about my dad. I know it's not the best place. It's not comfortable and whatever, but at least up there I know that they're able to run the test and monitor and do the things that obviously isn't done at home because he wasn't supposed to go back to the doctor until October. I mean, November. I don't know why I said October. Because he didn't have a doctor's appointment scheduled with his cancer doctor until November. And so he was just supposed to sit there and get worse and worse, I guess. I mean, obviously you're supposed to let him know. But it's just crazy to me that they scheduled it that far out. And then he had a PET scan done on Tuesday. No, Wednesday. No, Tuesday. Wednesday. On my son's birthday. He had a PET scan done and then an appointment scheduled on Thursday. And then on Thursday, when he went, he was looking bad. And they kept him, and I'm glad they did. And I should have known they were. But when it all happened, that's when I just like have not been able really to manage since then. He thinks it's colon cancer. Yeah, the hospital is definitely the safest place for them to at least try to get a better, answer and figure out what's going on and hopefully come up with some kind of plan. And hopefully they figured it out early enough. Yeah, I think I'm about to get off in a second too. I just wanted to see what you were gonna say real quick before I did. I didn't want to just I didn't want to just jump off and leave you hanging, so I was trying to wait just a little bit. I need to try to get some shit done before my kids get home. Thankfully, they'll be going to football practice for a little while, and I have a little bit more time. I don't know. I really don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. Oh God. Part of me feels like if I don't like try to come up with like a good little amount of money to at least like I'm just so behind on everything that I feel like I'm not ever gonna get caught up, and just in such a fucked up like situation right now, trying to get my mom back and forth to the hospital, trying to get the kids back and forth to school, just him back and forth to work, like just everything. I feel like on a daily basis, it's only making it all worse. I'm just like, I don't know, trying to figure out all these different things I could do, or I don't know what to do. Nothing seems like it's gonna help now. And I don't really have time to wait. I don't know what to do. Anyways, I guess I'm gonna go. At this point, I feel like I'm just staring out the window and not even saying anything. My brain is just all over the place, to be honest, and I'm just trying to figure out. I have like obviously all this stuff, but I don't really know what to do with it. I know several people told me to post it on eBay, but I don't know that. I don't know. Right now, I feel like my brain is spiraling and I'm so lost. I don't know where to start or what to do. I think I'm gonna go clean my kid's room, which is not fucking me. That's what I'm saying. That's how shit goes. Is like need to I need to do so many other things, and that's where my brain goes. I think I'm just gonna go clean the room. But I've really been trying to do that and like have been putting it off. So that's where my brain went. But that's really probably not what I need to be focused on or worried about. It's shit's crazy. Just normal ass shit. Oh yeah, I do. I showed it a while ago. Hold on. Oh, my hair tie it was a little rubber hair tie and it just broke. Like one of those little clear plastic rubber ones. And it just gave way like my brain. Anyways, yeah, so they like are all in like these plastic cases with lids, and then they all have like little plastic around the tag, and this is that one. See, but I just don't know anything about them. And some of them, like if the tag says something different or they're maybe for a certain year and they have different things in them than other, I don't know. I've like read stuff about them, but I don't know. I don't know. And then I don't know what, I have a hard time figuring out what's accurate. I don't fucking know. Anyways, and then so I saw on the when I posted them all on the Beanie Baby group thing earlier, I saw someone had a few of these, so I was like, okay, well this one must not be special then. But how do I know that mine's not before theirs or something? That's what I'm saying. And some of them, like if they have like typos and whatever, I don't know. I don't know how to tell none of this stuff. So see, this one's name is Halo. They don't have the thing, but it was in plastic, but they don't have it on there. Anyways, and then I did see these are special kind of because none of them have the same because they're tie dye, so none of them have like the same pattern. They're all different. And this one's name is Peace. Yeah, I don't know. And then I have a whole bunch of Monster High dolls and accessories, and a couple new in the box. Like, I just feel like I don't know that I have like the thought the thought process, I don't know, the thinking power right now to like post and try to sell any of this on eBay or anywhere else. But also because I really don't know what they're worth. I don't know anything about them like that. Like, I don't know. That's why I posted on Reddit in the groups earlier, the Beanie Babies and Monster High and whatever in the groups, um, to see if I can like get led in like a good direction of how to find out whatever, something, anything. I know I have a freaking ponytail somewhere right here. Somewhere. Whatever, I'll get one in a minute because I'm about to get off. Anyways, I guess I'm gonna go, y'all. I've been on here for an hour and a half, and I feel like I probably didn't even say anything. Another problem too, I feel like, is that I don't sleep. Like, I'm sleeping a few hours, a few hours, a few hours, a few hours, so it gets I get woke up. Like, so it's interrupted sleep. That's what I'm saying. So I'll go to sleep for a few hours before I have to get the kids up and dressed, and then my mom comes and gets them and takes them to school, and then I lay back down for a few more hours because it's still pretty early that they leave. Because they leave here at like 6:30. Anyway, so then I'll lay back down for a couple of hours, and then it's just like a few hours at a time. So it's like I'm not sleeping, like I'm not getting any like actual like rest. So I don't think that probably helps either. Mm. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna go. I don't know. I'm either gonna go clean the room or who fucking knows. Who knows? Oh, one thing I do want to mention though is I did whatever for like memberships and super chats and super stickers or whatever. I filled all that out. And then I finally started the memberships. I don't really know how any of it works, but I was thinking about doing like some members only lives because um I think I would get on here more and like go live if and talk about just random things and whatever and like I don't know, even like take my phone around while I'm cleaning the kids' room or doing whatever. Like on those kind of lives, I feel like I would, I don't know, I would be more likely to do that type of thing. Because obviously then not everybody would be there. Like, how there's like probably 3 people talking right now and 10 in here. So obviously if I did that, then like, it would be more like personal with me and the people that are there. That want to be there, that aren't just here watching me probably to laugh at my pain because there's a lot of fucking weirdos like that. Definitely that. Anyways, I guess I'm gonna go. If you haven't had a chance to see the short of me and my son eating Domino's, we tried Domino's 5 cheese macaroni and cheese. It was cute. I just noticed last night that it got over 1,000 views, and it was just really cute. Anyways, I was just gonna mention if anyone hasn't seen it, you should go watch it because he's just so sweet and cute. But he is really not wanting to go to school, and it really upsets me. I don't know what to do about it because it really fucks with me that I'm like I feel like because I feel like he's on the spectrum, to be honest. And what he's saying is that it's too loud in the cafeteria. That's finally what he's telling me is why he doesn't want to go to school is because it's too loud in the cafeteria. Which it's not loud in the cafeteria, but it's like constant chatter. And so I feel like obviously has sensory issues. But then also I feel like he has separation anxiety, like really bad. Because he'll be fine until he gets out of the car and starts walking off. and then his face is like like he's crying on the inside and can't hide it. He's not like crying like loudly. He's like crying on the inside and his face can't hide it. That's the best way I can describe it. But it's every day when he gets dropped off. And my mom usually takes him and has to deal with that. And then I experienced it myself last week. And I almost went back and got him. So although I hate that she has to deal with that every day, I don't think I could. And I really don't know what I would do. He's only in pre-K. And so part of me keeps saying, maybe he's just not ready. Maybe. But then I feel like then I'm teaching him that it's okay to give up. I don't know. I knew I was gonna have a hard time with him more than my other kids. And it really sucks. I don't know. I don't know. I almost put him in Head Start last year when he was only 3, and I'm really glad I didn't. He definitely wouldn't have been ready, and that would have probably been even more like traumatizing. So I don't know. I just feel like the biggest problem for him is that he really doesn't know anyone like at the school other than his brother, but he doesn't really even know where he couldn't get to the classroom if he had to. So I feel like the biggest problem for him is when he's walking off from the car is he feels like none, I don't know. I feel like almost like if he had a phone or something in his backpack and he knew that he had a way to like if he needed to get a hold of, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I almost feel like if he had some sort of way to contact us or even know where his brother is down the hall around the corner, whatever. But he's little and I don't think he would be able to figure it out even if he knew where it was. Like, I don't know. I just don't know how to handle that. And it's really, really affecting me, especially after I've seen his face. It was rough. It took everything I had inside of me not to go back and pick him up. And I really just thought my mom was being so dramatic when she kept telling me that he's crying. But she is very dramatic also. So when it happens, she points and tells all because the teachers are all getting them out of the car and all that. And so she always like, oh, he's crying, like they can't see it or hear it. So anyways, um, oh, hi, Mindy's Cult Survivor, and I remember crying the whole way to outdoor school, but then crying even harder when I had to go home. And then Terry Lynn says, hi, Amber. I hope you're doing better. I also think a full day is too much for him. Pre-K should be. See, and so where we live, I think it is half days. But where the older kids go to school is not. So the only thing I could do maybe is switch him out here, but then I feel like that's just, I don't know that that's necessarily helping because then I'm throwing him in a whole new class, a whole new environment. That's why I was saying maybe even switching his teacher because I feel like so his teacher has been teaching over 20 years. This is her last year. I think she's going to sub after this year is what she said the other day, actually. But then I thought about putting him in a different classroom. I was like, maybe he needs a teacher that is a little bit more like sensitive to him and not so probably grumpy and ready to be done teaching. I don't know. But then that's a whole nother, I don't know. I feel like at this point, I really don't know other than just try to get him to adjust and be okay with this situation. I feel like changing it isn't necessarily going to be the best thing either. And he is happy when he gets in the car every day after school and talks about all of his friends Jono and JJ, and so we call him JoJo, but at school they call him Carter Joe. And so this morning I was telling him, I was like, look, it's JoJo and Jono and JJ. So I don't know. I just keep trying to. But this morning he cried just me getting him dressed. Normally he stays half asleep, lets me get him dressed, and then I put him in the car, and then he really doesn't get upset or whatever until he's out the car walking up to the school. This morning he dang near wanted to fight me putting his clothes on. Like, and just kept saying, I don't want to go to school. I don't want to go to school. So I don't know. And then I keep trying to tell myself, well, they're going to be out for Thanksgiving break and Christmas break. So, maybe it'll be, I don't know. I feel like then it's just going to be harder going back because he's been home that long. Maybe he'll miss his friends by then and be ready to go back, but that'll last a day. Uh-uh. I just don't have answers for anything at this point. Nothing at all. Damn, I really needed to work tomorrow. That really sucks. Anyways, all right, I'm really gonna go. It's been almost 2 hours, well, an hour and 37 minutes of me just going on and on and on about nothing, probably. I don't know. Hopefully, I updated everyone a little and made any sense at all. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna go, but I'll see y'all next time. And I really do appreciate everybody being here, listening to me, supporting me, all of the above. Like, it really, really means a lot to me, especially right now. Anyways, all right. Bye, y'all.